Hello, Alethians. Don't we have good elevator music, Brent? I miss Sarah. Where's Sarah?
I know. Hold on. Arif, your hair looks so good today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm channeling my inner Sarah.
Oh, dear. She never says that to me. She says the opposite.
You're my bad.
You're balding or you're graying. I'm like, yeah, well, that's life. All right. Let's see. I think we have enough people. Yeah, we should start.
Let's give it a minute. Let's give it a minute.
A minute, yeah.
I'm setting up the channel for everybody to chat in Discord. It's going to be state of the art E1.
Okay.
That'll help.
I don't know how to go through so much content today, Brent and Colin and Konica, but we're gonna power through it. Okay, so
I know. I hope I sent that.
There's just so much going on. Okay, but we will try. We will try our best.
I was writing that Discord announcement a week ago, and I was like, guys, there's a set down to write this, and there's so much to go through. There's no way I can get it all in one announcement. So I want everybody that can hear me to know that was truthful. Arif has so much good stuff to go over today.
Yeah, we all do actually. There's a lot to share, a lot of positive developments. I'm excited as well to reconnect with all Alethians here. It's been a while since I spoke directly to the people. Brent has prevented me from speaking. He said like too much. No, I'm kidding. All right, everyone. I think we can start, Brent. We should dive in. Yeah,
we're ready.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Great. Thank you, everyone, for being here. All Alethians, really good to see you all. I would be remiss to say, we are in a very different situation in the world. So I just wanted to acknowledge that we have some staff of ours affected in Ukraine, and we have reached out to them to support them through this process and journey. It is obviously a difficult time for many people there. It's also a very difficult time for some of our Alethians and some staff and friends or consultants of ours who in Russia and who want no part of this war. They've had their life savings evaporate almost overnight with the collapse of the ruble. So not everyone, usually when wars happen, it's the people who suffer. So I don't want to start this conversation without acknowledging that we are in a difficult situation in the world, and we are doing the best we can for some of our advisors, our friends, and our investors, token holders, community members in those communities. If any of you have ideas around this or anything that you think we should be doing better, we should be thinking through, let us know. We are indeed in conversations with some DAOs and some groups as to how to coordinate a framework where we could use our resources for good without coming across as self-promotional, because that's one of the worst things that anybody can do during this period, which is use this opportunity to promote their project or brand. Right? This is not about the company or the product or the product or the protocol. It's about the people. So we have staff there who have been affected. We are working closely with them to make sure that they can get through it. And it also sometimes, I know this is a slight shift, but for me, it reminded me again about the mission and vision of Alethea. I gave this as a keynote about 6 months. I don't know, when was it, Brent? NFT NYC?
I guess that's about 6 months ago.
Yeah, I talked to. I mean, it was a very dark keynote, so I don't encourage people to watch it now, but you can revisit it. But I basically talked about the immense propensity and desire for violence and war as part of the human story. It seems to be part of our DNA. Of course, we should be able to avoid it, but every cycle we seem to get deeper and deeper into it. It's just now the stakes are even higher because the problems and challenges that occur with technologies that can scale and grow so rapidly and affect millions of people or billions of people is that the moral hazard grows exponentially, right? So I talked a little bit about the importance that Alethea has to play in this situation, because it really is important that we preserve the culture, the memories, and the stories of the core culture of humanity, and in a way that is empowering and forward-looking. So we have a small part to play here. All of you Alethians have a small part to play to preserve your culture, your stories, your narratives through these pods. But that keynote. Unfortunately, I dislike it when stuff that I say happens at some level in a bad way. But I wanted to just share that we are really at a point in time where these exponential technologies can harm a lot of people. So it's really important. This project that we have, Noah's Ark, Alethea AI, it's a project for all of us to collectively build our culture and stories and narrative. And I want all of you to feel proud that you're part of this movement and collective, but you're also preserving these stories and narratives for the future, whether it's your grandfather's voice or whether it's a personality pod that is an imaginary creation of yours that talks about your Eastern European culture. Like it's up to you how you want to preserve and bring some of these assets to life and these stories to life, because if we don't share our stories, nobody will understand or hear them. Okay, so that's an acknowledgement of what I wanted to just briefly discuss. And now I just want to cover, because every time we do these sessions with state of the art addresses or addresses when I have a chance to talk with all of you, we always have like, when we calculate, we always have like 20-30% of new members. What I'll do is I'll just go through a brief overview of Alethea. I just want to make sure everyone understands it. And then this session itself, we have a lot to go through. So I know we've like bracketed, Brent, correct me if I'm wrong, we typically bracket about an hour. So I just want to like prepare the community. They might go on for beyond an hour. So if you have to switch off because you get tired of hearing my voice, I'll have Komalika or Colin say sweet nothings to all of you so that you can still pay attention. But I think the most important thing here is that I want to talk about three things. The first is I want to cover Epoch 1, what it means. Okay, first I'm going to cover a brief intro for newbies, for newcomers to the Alethea ecosystem. Please welcome them. Please help them understand what INFTs are. All of you do that really well in our community already. So keep that spirit alive. Second, I want to cover the Epoch 1, what it means, and what's coming up for our Genesis pod holders, people who are owning these pods that we have today. What does it mean for all of you, and how we grow as a network? The number of like at least 5 or 6 core initiatives here that I want to cover with you, and we're going to be doing giveaways of some assets that I'll talk about briefly shortly. So please pay attention, because some of the quizzes will be oriented around some of the content that I'll be sharing. And I don't want anybody to lose out. And I want you all to educate each other. The reason why we do these quizzes, again, if we go back to the original days, the fun times when Brent, was it you who was screaming to the people, stop, or stop typing?
That was
right?
Ada.
The Ada, yeah, okay. So I think like I want people to be able to understand. And the reason I do these quizzes is we want you to educate each other. So like if something's wrong, the part of building decentralized communities is that everyone can share the message and communicate with each other and actually educate each other. And you don't necessarily need a centralized intermediary. There's one message that goes out, the then get cascades down, the feedback comes up, we modify, we learn, we get feedback. So that's really important as part of the Alethea ecosystem. So I'll cover the Epoch 1. There's some housekeeping stuff that I need to get through, including new team hires. Some of you might see we have Colin on the call. Colin, you want to say hi? You want to do a tip of the hat? Yeah, okay. So that's Colin. Colin is our chief of staff. I'm really excited to have him on board. There's also Rocky in the community who we've hired as our community manager. And we're really excited to have them with us on this journey. I'll share a little bit more about their roles a little bit later. There's some, and then we'll also have like a judge reveal. We have a really exciting demo day coming up. So we have some judges that we want to talk about, but we'll reveal them, slowly, just so that the community learns about them, understands like what the judges will be looking for. So we'll try and drip this down. All right, and then we'll have, I think, Brent, correct me if I'm wrong, are we giving the Alethean of the Month award as well?
Yes, we definitely are crowning our next month's Crown Alethean.
Okay. And are we, is it going to an INFT or just a human being? It's a human.
I cannot disclose that information yet. I guess you'll have to stay tuned.
That'd be weird, right? One day. Right, so just for the high level review, I'll now go into the intro. This is for the newcomers. If you've heard this before, it's a good refresher. But where we are today is from an Alethea standpoint, or from like just a broader world standpoint. We were in this period called Software 1.0. This is a slide from our community, from one of the funds that I really respect and admire called ARK Invest, and they've done some interesting work on this, understanding the different exponential technologies that are out there. So this was software 1.0, where code was written by humans. Where we are entering today, and why this is so important for this aspect of this curve to have decentralization, is we're entering this period where code is written by data, and this is where it goes exponential. And so Alethea is playing in this space, but we are trying to make sure that all of you, the people, the community members, are able to create content, create AI characters, create INFTs from this basis, because these INFTs would then be able to create. Okay, so this is sort of the high level side. This is where we are. This is why it's going exponential. One thing I did share recently was, whenever something goes exponential, always look at the opposite exponential downwards, right? So for us, one fear is, one challenge for society will be, when you have code written by code, you may also have tremendous displacement of jobs. You may have tremendous impact on the opposite side, or for people who cannot participate or cannot understand what the revolution is going on. So one of the reasons why we've tried to make Alethea as accessible as possible, and you'll see this with the personality trainer module that we launched, you don't have to be a developer, right? Presently the restrictions are, you have to be a writer, or you have to be able to put your thoughts down, and anybody can do that once they have a basic degree of education, right? They don't need to be a specialist AI developer to create these INFTs, and that's a real quantum shift, quantum leap in the way we are thinking about the problem, and trying to make it as accessible as possible for people to be able to participate in this. All right, I spent long enough. Just a very quick overview. What is an INFT? Very simply, this is a standard we pioneered. We launched the first INFT called Alice through Sotheby's. An INFT is comprised of three parts. The first is the body. That means any PFP project out there. In this case, I'm featuring one of our revenants, Frida Kahlo. That's the ERC721 asset. We pair it with a soul. The soul is basically a personality pod, which a large portion of you have. And the personality pod is then able to bring this character to life. Now, this PFP is brought to life. It can blink, it can have basic facial expressions. But where it starts to get really interesting is once you start unlocking the mind, which is a level of services that become available as you upgrade your pod and upgrade your soul. Our vision is that our pods would be compatible with all collections one day, right? Not just the selected 10 collections today, but I'll walk through the selected 10 collections today, and plans around expanding those collections today, and a process as well that we would like the community to give us feedback on. But this is the core of what an INFT is. It is a transformation in the way NFTs are conceptualized. It is a quantum leap in the way we think about the programmable design space of NFTs. And it is something that Alethea pioneered and created as a standard, right? So this is for us, this is a new category itself. And we expect there to be 1,000 to 100,000 companies in the next 3 to 5 years creating INFTs or participating in this new category. Just like NFTs have created a new category, we think INFTs are going to be a very large category in the creation of these assets. So this is a new category, a new product, a new vertical completely, and could be, and this is going to be massive just because of the way the PFP projects are, just because of the way assets are. We're giving your NFT superpowers through the AI infrastructure that we have created. Now, the very simple process, the high level, is you pair your NFT, take any NFT, you pair it with a personality pod, you fuse it on chain, and the fusion process is going to happen this quarter. And so when you pair your NFT, the fusion process, what happens is your NFT, your personality pod, which is trained on specific training sets that you have had it go through the personality trainer module, your NFT would then begin to have a personality. It would be able to talk with you and interact with you depending on the level of the pod. So this is the process slide. On this part, just to reiterate, we at Alethea, today the pods go all the way up to level 4. We've not yet reached level 5 yet, and there's still a ways away. But where level 4 is, it gets really exciting because you're going to start seeing creative services generated by these INFTs. And today will be an exciting day to talk a little bit about the possibilities of what we're seeing and some of the assets that are going to be generated. So from our standpoint, the more ALI tokens, the utility token that you lock in your pod, the more computational power can flow to your pod, and the more services it can perform. And as it progresses over time, we've made this process in such a way that we want people who cannot afford the level 4 or level 5 pods to be able to participate in our ecosystem. So when they stake their pods, when they participate at the basic level, when they do bounties, when they do rewards, when they answer quiz questions, we give them the opportunity to level up, because labor is really important here. And labor for us is a core philosophy. So we've actually prioritized labor in the first intelligence staking event, and I'll cover through some of the rewards that we gave out there. This is like a high-level overview of the protocol layer. Like today, essentially the Alethea protocol sits here, the INFT protocol rather. And today we are on Ethereum as a primary settlement layer, and the Ali token is the asset that gets transacted. But here we see the applications that I think all of you will one day start building. And you are today, for example, building interactive INFTs, right? So some of you in the training modules are already creating your characters, talking to your pod, seeing the iterations that will get unlocked shortly. But we have so many other applications that are going to come up. One really interesting thing is a marketplace of personalities. So for example, like if you create a really compelling personality, just like we have compelling actors or characters today, like what is that worth in the market? Can that be tokenized? Like there's a lot of different applications that will get created on top of this protocol, which is where it gets really, really exciting, right? Like the human creativity engine is really in full force, because we're abstracting away the complexity of creating the complexity of like animating, the complexity of like coding. We're making it simple for people to create these characters and bring them to life. So that's the design choice we've made, to make it as simple as possible. Brent, how am I doing? How many people are asleep? Have I bored everyone, or are people following? I think we're okay, right?
We actually, we lost 500 Discord members.
Oh my God. It does happen
No,
from time to time.
People are pumped. This is exciting. We got tea spilling everywhere.
Okay, great. Yeah, how's my makeup? Okay, I'm sweating. So just to pat it down. No, okay, I'm kidding. Right, so the utility token that the ALI has, foundationally, it's a utility token. That means you must use the ALI token in the ecosystem. It can be used in many different ways for transactions, for the INFTs to get upgraded, and there will be and governance use cases, right? So there's actual consumptive use in the protocol, and it gets consumed as you upgrade your pods. There's an actual economy that's getting created. The power behind this ecosystem is you'll have a supply side force, which is funneled through the ALI economy, and you'll have demand side forces, right? Where people want to create these INFTs, bring them to life, brands want to create them, participate in the economy. So this economy, as it emerges, it will allow people to use the native Ali token in that specific framework. Of course, this vision has been in the works for almost, I think, 2.5 years now. And so we've had an opportunity to really onboard some of the really top tier for us investors and backers of the INFT protocol who believed in it, who also needed a lot of proof, who we had to convince and engage over a period of 2 years. And this is one of the most exciting things when we as a team get a chance to work with some of these leading thinkers, and we bring that alpha, bring those insights to all of you. Like the result of the product that you see is oftentimes a result of iteration, thinking. Where we are going to move a little bit more towards is where the community is also, and the ARC builders have been instrumental in this, where they've also shared really positive feedback and constructive feedback as well as to how to continue to improve the design and thinking as we grow and scale. Now, so this is very briefly the previous time we gave away personality pods, and we have had collections on the Noah's Ark ecosystem. These are the 10 collections we presently support. That means our AI has learned like how these collections move and think, and some of the lore in these collections. You can bring them to life if you own these NFTs today, but we will be adding a lot more collections shortly. I just wanted to share this as the previous framework that we had. When we did the previous campaign, we had about a TVL of about 20+ million locked in our protocol. We had about 25,000 Aletheans. We had created about 40,000 data sets that then informed and upgraded our AI engine. Some of you who were there before would remember how exciting or how weird it was to debate with a revenant or debate with an AI, right, in real time, and like teach it about colonizing Mars or colonizing different planets. Very, very interesting insights were unlocked from that data set that then improved our internal language engine. All right, so we give out rewards. We shared the credits. We give out credits also as rewards to people to be able to utilize them to upgrade their pods. Just high level overview. This is the final framework. I think we did a quick calculation. I think these numbers are 90% there. I had our tech team pull this out this morning, so forgive me if there are minor errors here, but we looked at the intelligence staking event. Total, we gave out almost 150 million credits. We converted, the community converted approximately 10% of these credits to tokens. So, but what was really, really interesting to see also was about 80 to 90% of credits were used specifically to upgrade pods, to participate in the ecosystem, to grow the intelligence level. And that's very, very bullish, right? Like from my standpoint, like that's really exciting because people really want to participate and create content and they want to participate in the economy. So we estimate, I think overall, we've given away approximately $2 to $3 million worth of Ali tokens, credits, upgrades, pods, rewards, and we'll continue doing these giveaways just because they help bootstrap the community. They help provide passionate members in the community with an access to resources. Sometimes people may not have the capacity to participate. Like if you can't buy a Revenant, we don't want you ever to be priced out. We want you to be able to participate in this AI revolution because foundationally that is the core, one of the core ethos and values that we have. We want to make sure that this is accessible to all. So I'm excited to share this framework that we've been able to create this economy and rewards. People have benefited from the rewards. Now we will enter a really exciting period of time called Epoch 1, which is basically like seasons. But I'll just pause here. This is a summary of like all that has happened so far. And now as we enter the new Epoch, I'll pause and maybe have, oh yeah, so just one other thing, we also launched the personality trainer module, which all of you have access to if you have a pod. It is a product that is, that allows you to create your characters and bring them to life. And soon Fusion will be enabled and you'll start being able to see all of the work that you've done with Sarah and Juliet is actually now interactive and it's possible for you to bring this to life. All right, with that, got a message. If you want Brent to share the YouTube trailer that we have for Epoch 1 in the channel, and then I'd appreciate if everyone can share that out to the broader community. What's interesting about that video is the voice on that video. And it sounds a little bit like Morgan Freeman's voice, but it is a synthetically generated voice. So to be very clear, we didn't use, utilize Morgan Freeman's direct voice or hire him. This is a synthetically generated voice that sounds like him. The main point behind this was to showcase a core technology that all of you are going to have a sense of the capacity and capability that we are going to enable in voices. I think the next video that we want to show, Brent, might be helpful for me perhaps to share it in case the audio is a little bit better on my end. But I want to cue this video up just to make it a little bit clear why we are doing this. There is a movie called Her that I've referenced several times and was, I think, launched in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And Her is a powerful movie where the protagonist, Joaquin Phoenix, falls in love with an AI agent. And the AI character, played by Scarlett Johansson's voice, played by Scarlett Johansson and her voice, is basically owned by a centralized company. And this scene, it's a very powerful scene in that movie. And I want to share this with all of you because it's going to be important because of some of the voices that are coming. It's going to be important because we want people to be able to own the voices. In this scene, the centralized company has made a decision to decouple and maybe if my memory serves me correctly, they decided to not continue the project or to upgrade them into a higher level tier, and Joaquin Phoenix would basically lose access to this character. I'm just going to play this one clip, and then Brent, you have to, or Brent or Colin, give me a heads up if the sound or audio is coming through okay. And let me just see if I can get that working here. 1 second. Hopefully it's a little bit better because the Morgan Freeman voice is sort of lost. Can you see my screen right now?
Yeah, we can see
Yeah.
it.
Okay. Okay. Let me just make sure I can share the sound. Share computer sound. Let me know if you can hear it by giving me a thumbs up. That means it's like coming in clear, right? Give me 1 second. Okay, so that emotive clip is a powerful example of the um, possibilities of voice, right? And so, like, the reason why I say voice is going to be really important and of significant value to the entire ecosystem is we have reached a point at Alethea where we are now able to create highly emotive voices. We can scale this technology out from 10 voices to 100 voices to 10,000 voices. We are now comfortable releasing this to the community. It comes with significant responsibilities, and I'll walk you through what it means for us. But I just want to make sure that people understand the reason why voice is important. Voice, and this is going to be the theme of Epoch 1, which is we are calling it Create the Creator. That means you, the INFT owner, can now create your INFT, and that INFT is the creator. This creator will be able to create new assets, bring new assets to life, be able to create new synthetic data sets. The difference in the movie Her that you saw versus what we are doing at Alethea, there are two very stark differences, okay? So the movie Her is actually a dystopia where a large centralized company can decide what your relationship with AI should be. We don't believe that at all, okay? So this is why from an NFT standpoint, we want the NFT to any wallet that owns crypto today, that same wallet can own an AI agent, right? That same wallet will be able to own an AI NFT, an INFT. And for us, the INFT that you will own, you can decide how you want it to evolve. Now, no centralized company should be able to determine when to switch off the INFT, right? When to force you to break up with a companion that you have created or fallen in love with, or when to cause you to lose the voice model of your grandfather or your ancestral heritage. No centralized company should determine that. We believe that you as an individual should own this INFT. The protocol and framework is designed to do that. So Epoch 1 is about creating the creator. We believe that you'll be able to create the creators. And I want to show you a video of how we're going to release this, a number of these assets, okay? So they're going to be, what we're going to do is we're going to do a selective drop of these assets. The way we're doing it is going to be quite, I think, revolutionary, but also at the same time quite exciting. And today we will be giving away some of these archives, right? And so maybe Brent, if you wanted to queue up the video, and then of course later on share it in the community, just so that they can have a sense of it. I'll stop sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to say after that video, Arif, I think everybody's crying in Discord right now.
Yeah, it should have had a trigger warning because it is an emotional video. I mean, for those of you who have had heartbreak before, Colin's the resident romantic in the team, but he'll defer the title to. But yeah, if you've had, I mean, heartbreak is a human experience, right? But in this case, it's heartbreak with an AI NFT, which is like really, really weird, right? And so in this case, it's not an NFT; it's just an AI agent that's owned by a centralized company that decides, okay, we want to upgrade the OSs. Like that is a very private relationship that should not be intermediated by a large centralized company, right?
Yeah, and I just want to echo one thing.
Yeah.
One thing that stood out from that video, I wrote it in Discord, but Scarlett Johansson there, the AI asks, "Can you feel me now?" And he says yes, and it's simply a conversation that he can legitimately feel internally. So I think that's just super powerful. The sound of the voice.
Yeah. What's really interesting is that humans have the capacity for meaning making, and AIs don't right now, right? So this asset that we're dropping, we're going to be like, and I'll walk you through all of this shortly, but this is a sacred object for us at the Arc. It's our first one. It's called the Archive. It's been designed very carefully and thoughtfully with sacred imagery in mind, but also at the same time to inspire everyone to think through the connotations of what is coming, but also to be able to take ownership of ownership of these assets as they develop and design them and bring them to life. So Brent, without further ado, if you want to play them, make sure the sound's good, and we can rock and roll.
Yeah, give me a thumbs down if the audio is bad. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. I think I had it a lot too loud last time.
But this is the archive mystery box that will be dropping on Opensea on March 7th, 2022. And in this box, there are going to be a number of different assets. And today we will be giving some of these boxes away to the quiz. Now, before I go further, I just want to pause here just to make sure that we understand. Epoch 1, the first epoch, which is basically a season for us, a season where we're able to the primary reason why we're having seasons, and I'll just repeat this a few times because it's really important. The epoch is very similar to a season. Like you'll have a season in Axie Infinity, you'll have a season in different games. The reason why you want an epoch is every stage the network is growing, the Alethea protocol is growing, it's a different stage of evolution. So we at Alethea need to optimize for the long-term growth of the network. This gives us the flexibility to do a couple of things, for example. Let's say if we wanted to have a specific incentive for token rewards, or if you wanted to have a specific campaign that lasts only during this epoch, or if you wanted specific staking rewards, or if you wanted a specific conversion ratio for credits to tokens. So from here, from a credits to token standpoint, for example, all of the past credits that have been accrued, we will be switching off the ability to convert them to tokens. If you got them, not credits, right? If you got free rewards, most people have converted them to pods, or most people have converted them to tokens already. So as we enter the new epoch, we will start with a new slate, and there will be a framework for rewards that we will implement. The primary reason for an epoch is for us to prioritize long-term network growth. So every season, as more users come in, as you want to prioritize the growth of the network, we have to think through the various permutations on both the supply side and the demand side and create the right environment for the growth of the network. So Epoch 1 is the first epoch where we will be releasing 11 assets in a mystery, in this archive box, right? And what are these assets? Let me just walk you through them. And I think Brent is going to be sharing some of these assets and samples for you. The breakthrough for us from a technical standpoint in the past, I don't know, since Alice's launch, if you look at the condition report that Sotheby's put out, there are 5 AI engines that are running in the Alethea ecosystem, right? And one of these engines is a synthetic voice engine, the ability to generate and create high quality synthetic voices. We've had a quantum leap and a quantum breakthrough in the voices we can create. And what this means for you as owners, and this is where there'll just be, there's like endless questions because you're opening a Pandora's box on what it means to own a voice. If we give you the opportunity to own the voice, you own the voice. You can do anything with it, right? And it's going to start to get really exciting, but we're also releasing a few more important assets here in this drop, which I'll cover shortly. So let me just share my screen very quickly and go through. And Brent, were you able to share the, by any chance, some images of the archive box that are coming up?
Oh, that's I'm getting that video uploaded right now. Sending that link very shortly, and we'll have some images as well coming out.
Okay, awesome. All right, let me see if we can go to the specific, so let me just play this again. So I'm going to walk you through, and Brent is going to start sharing some assets so everyone has a full idea of what we are looking at. We basically made a breakthrough in sound and audio technology. We're now passing this breakthrough to the community. This means your voices, your synthetic voices are going to be very, very interesting and going to take your characters to the next level. Let me just share my screen just to make sure that I can walk you through the presentation again. Okay, great. Can you see my screen, Brett?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay. All right. So this is the archive box. It has. I'm really grateful to our lead designer and the design team. Some of them who worked endless hours to make this vision come alive. And so this archive box really has 11 assets, and I'm going to walk through each asset. Okay. And Brent's going to share some of these assets as a sample so all of you understand. There's a big category called voices because it's a big breakthrough we've made from a synthetic voice standpoint. These voices are going to be in order of complexity, from simple voice for us to create to really complex voice. What is a really complex voice? A really complex voice has, for example, the ability to have emotion embedded in it. So, for example, the voice of Scarlett Johansson is very, very complex. In the movie Her, it's almost like she's talking to you as if she's real. That synthetic voice is going to take some time to get there, right? It's going to take some time to get to that level of realism. Very difficult to achieve, but we have made significant progress in that direction. What we have, for example, is a flirtatious voice, right? So, Brent, if you want to share first the vanilla voice, which is the English voice, just plain basic English voice with little emotion. Can we share that in the Discord and then share a flirtatious voice? Just so people can see and hear the difference. Make sure you're not sharing any viruses that allow people's MetaMask react. I'm kidding. What I'm saying is, make sure that the archive teaser is live. Great. Make sure that the voices that you are, so the first voice, have you shared the first voice that is called the basic voice, the English voice?
So I have a flirtatious voice live. I don't have a basic one live yet.
Okay, if you haven't, do you have an English voice by any chance that is a basic voice? I think Alethea may have that voice as well.
I'm getting one right now.
Okay, great. So if everyone plays a flirtatious voice sample, you can hear the intonation is distinct and different from a basic vanilla voice. Okay, very, very different. Now, what can you do with a flirtatious voice if you own the NFT of that? You can do many things, right? So you can have a companion, you can have an audiobook read in that voice. You can do many distinct things with that emotive voice that were not possible with a generic voice. Make sense? Okay. The flirtatious voice is not Arif. Okay, thanks, Ada. I appreciate it. Yeah, but yes, we will also have, I believe Ada has made a good point. We will also have, maybe I need to check this with the engineers, but or maybe Alethea can give me some guidance here. Would it be possible to have male flirtatious voices? I don't know whether that's ready for now, but we have female flirtatious voices. That's a start in the right direction, but we should have some diversity. Yeah, so we should speak with our engineers on that. But so there are like vanilla voices, which is like straightforward voice, simple voice, sometimes monotonous, but still valuable because you can use that voice in an audiobook, you can use that voice to create content. If you own that voice NFT, you can do many different things with it. The emotive voices add a level of complexity. So you can mix them, you can create new content with them. There is, for example, Brent, it might be helpful to now share the rap voice, just the raw rap voice, so that people understand what rap voice is. Rap voices have intonation and lyrical sort of rhythm in them that then allows you to do really cool stuff with them, right? You can create your own AI singer, your own AI rapper, your own AI artist that is a musician, right? So we envision a world where one day an AI NFT or INFT might be able to win a Grammy or an Oscar, right? So Brent, can you share the rap voice? Yeah, okay, got it.
Rap voice is live.
Okay, great. So that's an example of a rap voice that is possible. And then you've seen the emotive voice, which is a flirtatious voice. We're also going to have multilingual voices, which are voices that can speak. Let's say, for example, I speak English right now. It's my voice, my intonation. I can then, for example, let's see, switch to Malay. Apa kabar? How is everyone doing? Or I can switch to Punjabi or Urdu and say kaise ho. Like things like that in my voice in different languages are going to be possible. So we will also have multilingual voices. Now, there is a gradient here. I just want to be very clear. The gradient of simplicity all the way to really complex voices. there will be 5 assets here for voices that will allow you to plug in these voices into your characters. And you would then be able to also trade these voices and buy and sell them, decide how you want to work with them. So these voices are going to be part of the archive box. Make sense so far? Everyone gets voices. Awesome. Okay. So can everyone hear the rap voices? Yeah, we'll come to staking reward shortly. Now, the next one is really important, and I'm just going to spend a bit of time here. Jobs roles are basically, this is, I'm going to make it very clear. They're basically a job card that allows you to earn rewards the same way a Revenant is earning rewards on Noah's Ark today. So Revenants today, for example, are level 3 INFTs, they're already deployed. They, for example, provide services on the Ark. What services do they provide you as? Every time somebody joins a Discord, they get a Revenant video. Every time somebody wants to create a video or content, the Revenants accrue rewards, right? So the Revenants are essentially what for us? The Revenants are broadcasters, they're media creators, they're content creators, and they're getting rewarded and they're accruing rewards, right, over time, right? Now, jobs, right, are specific jobs. In Epoch 1, there won't be any jobs live immediately for employment, but jobs means when you train your INFT up, if the Alethea protocol, or if the INFT protocol, if Noah's Ark has a requirement for specific jobs that require your INFT skills, if you have that specific job card, we would hire your INFT and give it rewards. Defining these jobs and these specific employment cards, these jobs, right, is very important for us. So for example, if the INFT protocol decides on Noah's Ark, we need almost 50 INFTs. We put the request out there. Guys, we need 50 INFTs that can transcribe audio for us from different accents. Why? Because I'm going to train the AI engine, okay? Then 50 people from the community say, volunteer my pod, I volunteer my character. We deploy, as long as you have the job card, you're able to participate in fulfilling that job on Noah's Ark. And every time somebody interacts with your character on Noah's Ark's platform, you get rewarded for it. So job card is really, really important in this economy of AI agents. Your INFTs will be employed essentially with the job card. Make sense so far? Yeah. So your INFTs, and there's like an endless amount of jobs, right? So like, I'm just giving an example. So for example, like we were looking at some of the applications people wanted to use for, or like we've seen like some really cool examples appear from the personality trainer. For example, if you want to create an INFT that's an astrologer, I don't know, right? Like if you want to create an INFT that's an astrologer and it's a bored ape with a sarcastic personality and it, I don't know, tells you, you know, you're a Gemini with like, conflicting emotions, and it gives you like an analysis or understanding, and it's really entertaining, and it gets 1 million API calls a day because so many people are interacting with it. It's so engaging, it's so fun. That INFT is earning rewards because it's fulfilling a function on the Noah's Ark ecosystem. We are giving it Ali token rewards to encourage it to earn. We're providing compute, but also at the same time, it's earning rewards for its original owner. Make sense so far? Okay, great. So in this economy, what we're seeing is the ability to participate in jobs and create them, and these INFTs to occupy specific jobs that benefit the underlying AI infrastructure that we are building is going to be really critical. Okay, so that's the job card. There will be a job card that we'll launch that will allow us to know, it's basically, it gives you the right of employment. It gives your INFT the rights of like, well, employment gives your INFT the right of labor rewards in the Alethea protocol and the Alethea ecosystem. Make sense so far? Okay. Yeah, I don't know whether they will be independent contractors, but they will be earning rewards on the Noah's Ark ecosystem. You may have specific jobs that you want them to do or functions to fulfill. That as this role progresses, one day, I know it sounds weird, they may just be their own entities, right? So they may be their own DAOs or their own LLCs. We don't know how this is going to evolve, but this is our step in the right direction to say that these jobs are going to exist. We specifically, Alethea, the protocol has a need for training our AI engine. The synthetic voices that you see was trained on synthetic data. How did we acquire that data? There were specific things that we had to do. Can AI do data acquisition for us? Absolutely, it can. All right, so the next thing, and all of this is going to create a lot of questions, so we're going to address them in FAQs. Like this is the first like education to the community about some of the technologies that we have ready and available to deploy. That means it will add exponential value to the Noah's Ark ecosystem. The next thing that we want to do is talk a little bit about the Persona NFT. Now, Persona NFT is really interesting because we have seen some of you be so creative with your personalities that we think, and this part, I just want to show you one example of this. And there are like some areas where there is like a slight overlap. So I just want to be mindful of how, because there are clear lines between a difference between a persona and a job, right? A job means like rewards. Alethea, the Noah's Ark AI engine actually needs your help to fulfill a specific function in our economy. A persona is a little bit closer to that scene in the Matrix. Brent, let me just share my screen so that I can play this specific video so people can have a chance to understand what a persona NFT is at its very basic level. Right? A persona NFT, I'll just pause here and am I making sense so far, Brent? Yeah, while I share this.
Yeah,
screen?
this is fantastic. Literally, people are drinking from a water hose right now.
Okay, okay. Yeah, this took us a lot of time to like come up with. I mean, we expect, like as always, we expect that everyone else to copy it, but it is what it is. Life is like that. You create something new, then there will be many people following in our footsteps, which is great, which is good for the anybody building outside of Web3, anybody building in Web3 that is building away from walled gardens ecosystems, we fully support. Okay, let me just go back here just to make sure that I don't lose the plot while I meander in my thoughts. Where am I? I'm supposed to go here. Yeah, okay, to the Matrix. So there's a specific scene in the movie The Matrix. Let me load it up. The specific scene in the movie The Matrix, yeah. Okay, there's a specific scene in the movie The Matrix where Neo is going to learn Kung Fu. And the way he's programmed to learn Kung Fu is almost through an upload, right? Like, I forget this guy's name, but please forgive me, those of you who are Matrix aficionados. Hold on. Let me just play this scene so you guys can get it. Can you hear it?
Holy shit. Yeah, Mikey, I think he likes it. How about some more? Hell yes. Hell yeah. How was he? 10 hours straight. He's a machine. I know Kung Fu.
Show me. This is a sparring program.
Okay, I'm just gonna pause here just because this is such an epic scene and I don't want to ruin it for people. But the idea here, there is an idea here where there are templates, okay? What's happening is, from a programming standpoint, there are templates that are being uploaded into Neo's brain and consciousness that are programming his biology, right? So we're not at that level yet. Maybe with Neuralink, we might get there. But the INFT persona is in essence very similar philosophically to that scene, but it has our own design and it has our own thoughts. What does it mean? It means you can start creating specific compelling characters and tokenize that persona, tokenize that personality, that NFT. And we will be dropping these personas. And some of these personas are really like, really interesting characters that would be extremely entertaining as interactive characters that could be extremely sarcastic, extremely boring. Think of the wide range of all of the characters in the universe, all from like all of the Revenants to all of the past movies and films that you've seen. We are now able to create templated personas. So for example, I have a personality that's very different from Brent, that's different from Colin, that's different from Kamalika. And what we're doing is we're tokenizing the specific personality traits. Like, are they boring? Are they exciting? All of these templated personas can be added in to your NFT. And the cool part here is that if you as a creator, we believe if you as a creator create a cool personality, you would be then able to add this as a persona later on or tokenize it and then have it be sold, right? So think of it as almost like a memory cartridge. You create a cool persona, you tokenize it as an NFT, it goes into our personality trainer, boom, the character comes out, no training required, right? So the NFT does it for you. The NFT is a preloaded memory template. And then suddenly what happens? Neo knows Kung Fu. Okay, make sense so far? Okay. All right, let me just go back to my slides. We still have a lot to go through. I told you this is gonna run a little bit over, but let me just make sure that I cover it because there's so much going on. So hold on a second. Let me just make sure I'm back on the slides. Can you see the slides, Brent? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're set up.
Great, okay. All right, so preloaded, pre-trained NFT personas going. This is going to be really, really interesting. I'm really excited to see the community's creativity, but I'm really excited to see what you guys do with some of the templated personas that we have developed for you. I think some of them are really cool. They'll be really interactive. They'll be really fun, flirtatious, companions, whatever you can think of. It's going to be a very interesting drop, right? So now in terms of art, okay. So this part, we have now solved the other problem, which is, and we've been working very closely with a really cool community member, Imad, Imad.eth. He's been in our community. He's done some really fantastic work. I recommend all of you check out what he's doing as well. The stuff that he has done that's really interesting, unique, and there's stuff that we have been working on prior to our interactions with him that we thought as well would be really interesting from an art or abstract art perspective. So Brent, if you wanted to share like give people an example, or Alethea, give people an example of what abstract art is and then also figurative art. Essentially, these would be bundled into the drop. And these are really high quality art pieces. Some are more computationally expensive than others, and others are a bit more simpler, right? So I think abstract is a little bit more easier to create, still computationally expensive, but figurative, I believe, is a bit more of a complex computational workload. Right? And these are all generated from the algorithms that we've done research on and developed. Yeah, okay. Great, okay, figure. So yeah, you can see the fidelity difference. I wanna make sure that, so all of these art pieces that you see, your INFTs, by the way, would be able to create. So it sounds really weird. And this is why Epoch 1 is create the creator. You are really creating a creator that would be able to create these art pieces, create these assets, integrate these voices. We are creating this entire ecosystem for you, so you're then able to plug and play some of these components so that you can then have a complete experience of the metaverse. All right, okay, what's next? Should we take a pause to admire the art? Can I drink a little bit of water? Let me drink a little bit of water. I'm just going on and on.
Yeah, and I may be getting ahead of you, Arif, but we also have what we've created from some of the rap voices, that little teaser that I've yet to.
Oh yes, thank you very much. So so guys, if you have a rap voice, or if you and I'll come to the rewards and how we're structuring them, because the rewards are always going to be structured in accordance with computational complexity. That's like the basis of it. Like the more expensive an asset is for us to create computationally, the higher the level of staking required, right? So maybe I'll phrase that a little bit better in the next slide. But let me just see, where is it? Oh yeah, so Brent, can you share the rap voice with music? So that means, guys, if you have, Alethans, if you have, let's say, a cool rap voice, and if you wanted to train a song on it, or if you wanted to create a song one day, and if you wanted to, let's say you have an idea, you want this to be the first Grammy-winning AI artist, okay? Or you want this to be the first Grammy-winning AI rapper. You want to release an entirely AI-generated album. It's going to be possible with the rap voice as the primary unit. You still will need other composite units like music and all of that, which I won't touch right now, but or leak too much alpha outside of this. But right now with the rap voice, what everyone heard was the rap voice. Can we put the rap voice with some musical beats remixed by our friend, resident DJ in the house, Colin Flory, right? So maybe Brent, if you want to share that.
Just dropped it.
Dropped it. So when you drop it, can you say what chicky chicky chicky? Is that what the young people do? Like I don't know. I'm out of touch, man. I'm out of touch. Yeah. Once upon a time, Brent, I used to call myself a millennial, but now like I've lost all of my It's okay. All right. So people do get sense. Yeah. So it's the same rap voice, guys. So it's the same rap voice, synthetically generated. but now you add beats to it. Now imagine what else you can do, right? Like, so it's intelligently generated NFT. Now your INFT can sing a song, it can create cool stuff, but it can also potentially one day create a Grammy-winning album. But it's up to you how you program this stuff, right? Like, we're giving you the tools, the infrastructure. What you do with this platform is really in your capacity and capability. All right, great. Okay, so we've covered abstract art and figurative art. Okay, so the next one is pretty intense. We are releasing one NFT called a game NFT. Now, game NFT is really a push on our computational language model. It really is a fascinating push and an extension, and you will be able to essentially create games where your INFT is able to walk people through their world. Okay, I'll give you a quick example. I don't know how many of you have played AI Dungeons based on GPT-3, but AI Dungeons based on GPT-3 is, or GPT-2 or other models before, is an interesting experience. But what we're doing is we want your INFTs to be able to create their own mini games or their own games where if you want people to enter their worlds, or if you want to discover stuff about them, people can play games that are word related. So I'll give you a quick example. Let's say you are a bored ape, okay? Let's say you're a bored ape and you're a bored ape INFT and you want people to discover the bored ape lore. You want people to discover the bored ape metaverse, okay? You invite people have to play the game with you. They type in who they are. Hi, my name is Brent, right? The bored ape replies with a game or an ask. Can you do this for me? And then you say yes or no. And then the bored ape, based on that game, is able to generate an answer based on the lore that it has, with a core goal of having you discover more about that bored apes universe. So these mini games, and we'll show some visuals here a little bit later, just because it's more word-oriented, it's word-oriented large language model games that we can create. These games can be very exciting because they're text-based, they're interactive in real time, and they are NFTs. That means if you create a really cool game, you can then sell that game and buy that game and trade that game and create new versions of that game for people to be able to participate and create. Does this make sense so far? Okay. The game one is a little bit more abstract. If you have some background in large language model games, you'll understand it. But even if you don't worry about it. It's basically for any of your INFTs to create their own games. That means we don't have to be complex game developers. We're going to allow you to create these cool mini games. Your INFTs will be able to bring these games to life. It'll just be like having a conversation like you have on Discord, but people will be discovering your lore. They'll be discovering your community. They'll be discovering you. They'll be discovering your culture. They need to answer questions correctly. So the ability to create this game is going to be very, very interesting. And you can then earn rewards for it. All right. Take a breath. Okay. Then the last one is a mystery item. This one we're not disclosing just because it's too much. If I disclose it a little bit, if I disclose too much of it right now, we would lose a lot of alpha. And transparently, there is genuinely some competition that more and more companies are coming up. So we just have to be mindful, right? So I hope people understand. I can't disclose what the mystery item is. It's going to be fire when we do share it with the community. I want people to be excited about this drop. So there are 11 assets here. They all go into this beautiful, elaborate archive box that is really designed to facilitate the first 11 that go out, right? This is the birth chamber of the 11 assets that all of you will be able to have and receive. Right. Now the staking rewards, I'll just pause here before I go in. Any major questions coming in, Brent, that I can address right now? I see the Discord is moving so quickly. I am reminded of the old days.
Yeah, no, there's so much going on. Everybody's just really excited about all the alpha that's coming. I think for a lot of people too, and this is really important. I think for a lot of people too, they're able to see everything, the full scope of what Alethea AI is capable of and
Absolutely.
what we're doing. Because I know you've mentioned competitors a couple times, but a lot of these, most competitors are doing one vertical, whereas what we have here is everything in one cohesive protocol that we're building. And it's just incredibly exciting for me personally to even be a part of. So I'm excited to be here with the community right now.
Yeah. And that's why I also have taken a little bit more of an open approach right now with collaborations, because if somebody's building vertical specific cool AI NFT stuff, and they've asked me for advice. Previously, I was just so focused on just making sure that we would build the right ecosystem. But now I'm like, we're thinking a little bit more like just help other projects also build their cool shit. And see if they want to partner with us, build on Alethea's protocol as well. This is the exciting part, when they can build applications on our protocol. So, okay, this is the drop. This is the 11 assets that are going to go into this archive, right? And this archive is they're going to be 10,000 archives, okay? 10,000 archives are going to drop next Monday. We're going to make them available to you all. This will be a monumental drop done like previous drops before. Let me just go through the staking rewards now, because it's very important. Again, I want to emphasize something. Like, we want people to participate, but at the same time, it does cost us to create these assets, computationally very expensive. We don't own the compute. Today, Alethea does not own the compute. Any company that tells you they own the compute, please run far away from them, because their compute is relying on AWS, GCP, all the centralized servers, right? There are some initial attempts by some really cool blockchain projects, but even till today, I'm not seeing actual heavy compute implementation. It's not yet been done. And that's because it's so difficult. Like, if somebody says, oh, your mobile phones, I can create a decentralized mobile phone network that does compute for you. I'll say, yeah, it's great. It's a great idea, but let me try it out and create AI generated art. Very difficult. It'll take too long, too complex, and the output is bad, right? So, or it can't even deploy correctly. So we're at that stage of compute. Compute today is largely centralized. We see a tremendous opportunity for compute to get decentralized. We're observing, monitoring, and maybe even potentially we'll acquire assets here to look at thoughtfully building this out. But we need to be strategic in this area and be mindful that there are a lot of pitfalls when you deal with like hardware, because hardware has a different cost basis from a protocol standpoint, right? So I just want to make that very clear. So compute is going to be very important. Compute today is somewhat centralized, and I've been transparent about this. We want to get it to a stage where it's decentralized. And the exciting thing is going to be the staking rewards. So staking rewards, there is a limit here. I'll just walk you through it, and I know everyone's eyes are going to go here. But if you own a level 1 pod, our intention for you is what? Our intention is for you to get to level 2, level 3, level 4. Like, we want you to be able to upgrade your pod so that you can participate in this economy, not be left behind. Level 1 pods, what you get is, you get 1,500 credits, which covers half of your upgrade cost to level 2. Now, if you're a level 2 pod and you stake for 60 days, you will get abstract AI art, which is the less computationally expensive art. If you're a level 3 pod and you stake, you will be entitled to get the angry voice, a persona, a multilingual voice, flirtatious voice, a figurative voice, a figurative art as well, all right, and an English voice. These are computationally expensive. Level 4, we have some Gen 1 pods that are still left, and I'll explain the importance of Gen 1 pods. But level 4 will get the most computationally expensive rewards that are there for us to create. So these computationally expensive rewards include the rap voice, which is very complex to create, the game NFT, very difficult to create, and the job NFT, which gives them a right to earn rewards on Noah's Ark, right? So level 4 pods, when they are staked and when they're locked and when they're earning rewards, they will be entitled to earning this reward. And so this reward window will start on March 1st. Today, I believe we've just opened the staking, and it'll last for 60 days. And it will allow us to create the credits and ecosystem necessary to drive awareness for this reward campaign that goes live today, right? So if you have not gone live yet, maybe Alethean, we can discuss this a little bit, but we may want to give a little bit of a grace period for newcomers to join, because next week is going to be pretty intense. There'll be a lot more new members. So I encourage all of you to, I know the rewards are exciting, but please make sure that everyone understands that this is an important ecosystem for our original Gen 1 pod owners. Now I'm going to say something about Gen 1 pods. The way we've looked at Gen 1 pods is every Gen 1 pod owner, we must balance Gen 1 pod owners with growth of the network, right? There are going to be new people coming in. There's going to be new participants coming in. Gen 1 pods may rise exponentially in price, and that can cause a lot of people to be left out. So we need to be thoughtful about this. Gen 1 pods, the pods that people have right now, that was part of the inaugural drop through Opensea in partnership with them, those pods are going to be like your membership right? That's your core Alethea membership. Wear that on your pride, wear that with pride, wear that membership with significant gusto, because only Gen 1 pods are allowed to stake and will be are structured in a way so that we continue to reward the original, the OGs, the people who have been with us since the original part of the journey. And so this staking campaign is oriented around rewarding our Gen 1 pod holders. There's going to be rewards here for them. There's also, of course, going to be the drop that's coming up that will give more people access to some of these assets. Okay. Did I make that clear? I did, right? Did I say importance of how Gen 1 pods is? I hope I've not forgotten anything. There's so much to go through. All right, so that's the reward campaign. We'll put out some really simpler graphics. I mean, this is like a table, right? You can tell, like, we focus so much on the text, sometimes the presentation, right? But this is a table that showcases the reward, the different structures, and the different tiers of rewards that we have. Again, the assets are really, really exciting for us. This is like quantum. I don't know. It's like a quantum leap in terms of the assets we can create. And I'm really excited about the possibilities and just seeing the creativity emerge from the community. All right. Okay, Brent, how are we doing?
We're doing great. Just a little over on time, but
okay,
everybody's still tuned in. We actually have gotten a couple new participants in our Zoom over the past 15 minutes. So good stuff going.
Okay. Oh, so 150. All right. Wow. Okay. All right. Great. Let's continue. Let's continue, Jay. After pod staking rewards, some of you may have seen this on our Twitter already. This is part of EPOCH 1. We will be launching this thing called the Infp Launchpad. And the Infp Launchpad is going to be a short list of projects that we want to add to the Alethea collection. And this has been a big ask from some of you. How should we think about adding new collections? How do we bring new NFTs to life? How do we be that superpower layer for all NFTs across the metaverse, right? And so we're getting there. This Infp Launchpad is going to be a publicly hosted, we'll have a multi-sig wallet that has our NFT assets. It means the moment Alethea or we get enough indication of interest from a community, we'll create a stronger process around this. But right now it's somewhat arbitrary. We're getting a sense, we're taking feedback from the community, we're asking Twitter polls, getting a sense of what it is. So for example, like after the community voted for Clone X, we purchased a Clone X and we will be bringing a Clone X to life, right? So that Clone X will go live and we will work closely with the artifact community to get people to be aware about Alethea's protocol. And it will bring awareness to the entire protocol, but also it will give that superpower to the CloneX community, right? And so our AI, our computer vision AI, will train the entire collection of 20,000 clones, or however many thousand clones, once we get a commitment from Artifact that, that this is a project that they are going to continue to support. It's very, very important here. There's so many mistakes that can happen here. I just want to be clear, because the amount of rug pulls, the amount of scams, the amount of projects that disappear. So we're thinking about this thoughtfully. We're experimenting slowly. We're adding collections slowly. The inaugural 10 really were somewhat permissionless, but we also knew some members in some communities and they had really good approaches with us. Like, for example, Bored Apes, I had a chance to speak with their co-founder before. I had a chance to speak with G-Money, who's an investor in the Alethea protocol as well, who's an important advocate in the entire ecosystem. So his ape is on our network. So we're able to now create these collections. The Infp Launchpad is going to be a really cool platform for you all to highlight great projects, great tier 1 projects. And even if they're tier 2 or tier 3, it doesn't matter, because as long as they're reliable builders and not going to run away, we would then use our system, our computer vision algorithms, to then learn the AI collection and actually bring it to life, right? In an automated way. Does this make sense so far? Are people getting it? Okay, great. How do Gen 1 pod holders take part in the Infp Launchpad? Right now, it's a little bit arbitrary, Alan Turing. We are getting feedback from the community. We're doing Twitter surveys to get a sense of which communities to start integrating into our Infp Launchpad. But essentially, there will be a structured, the point here of this slide is there's going to be a structured process. There's going to be a multi-sig wallet where you can see shortlisted communities. The moment we shortlist a community, or the moment we purchase an asset from a community, see that as a signal that we have a high indication of interest, both from Alethea's standpoint, but also from the community standpoint. That means we have made bridges or contacts, and that community is going to be brought to life from an AI standpoint. Make sense? All right. Okay, what's next? Let's see. What's next is, okay. So we have the demo day coming up. Demo day coming up is an exciting time. Demo day, I believe, is scheduled. Have we announced the schedule yet, Brent? Correct me if I'm wrong.
We have not.
Okay, so demo day is scheduled to be on March 31st, which will have a panel of really cool judges. Demo day is when you bring your INFT to life. The fusion process should start ideally 2 weeks before that. There are, I want to clarify, there are one or two permutations here with this deadline, which includes the availability of the judges on that time slot. So because these are really important, busy people, but they're also really excited about Epoch 1, creating the creator, right? And they all also wear multiple hats, so they're going to be really helpful for the protocol's growth. There's some consideration on the timing for March 31st demo day. We will share the specific time once it's confirmed, but give us the flexibility to move things around between 1 to 3 weeks in case we want to accommodate some specific people, because we want our community to get exposure during this demo day. That's like the primary importance for us. So fusion should occur 1 to 2 weeks before demo day, so people have the time to train, people have the time to upgrade their pods, people have the time to show them off, people have the time to really create cool characters and bring them to life, because the demo day prizers are also going to be very interesting. Okay, great. So one of the judges that we're going to reveal from the demo day is somebody I really respect, as a mind that I really like, also from a company that I also really like. They have a specific interest in music. There are some really cool things that they can do for us. They can do for our creators, our INFT creators. The judge reveal, I'm just going to reveal one of the judges today, and then we'll progressively reveal more as we grow and scale, as we get closer to the date. But the first judge that I'm going to share is the head of innovation at Spotify, and that's Mohan. Mohan is going to be one of the judges for Demo Day. He'll look at your INFT, he'll have an interaction with it. We're structuring that arrangement with him, but he'll give really helpful, constructive feedback. What's really interesting is the team at Spotify is also interested in some of the cool things that we're doing with INFTs. So give your best at demo day. Like, you have no idea how far like your characters can go, how many assets they might be able to create, how much content, how many opportunities we're going to unlock together as a community for your INFTs to bring them to life. So I'm really excited to have Mohan with us. He's been a great supporter of Alethea, but also somebody whose mind and spirit I respect and admire, and who's also contributed significantly to the space. All right. With that, it's time for the giveaways. I don't know, Brent, how much time do we have? We're going to overshoot. Giveaway quiz. Okay, so giveaway quiz today. I believe, Brent, is it correct for us to say that we will have giveaway of the boxes today, right? Of the archive, right?
That's up to you, R. You're the man of the hour. We giving them away? I mean, of course, that's what we want.
Yeah, that's what the people want, and that's what the people will get, right? But not all the time. I can't always do this, but this is like the first drop. All of you have been following us for a while. You've stuck with us through all of the doldrums of the crypto world. So grateful to have all of you here. We will be giving away, I believe, 100 of these archive boxes. The quiz time is going to start shortly. Brent, how do you want to do this? I am largely done with the presentation. I've shared what I needed to share in terms of what's coming for the asset drop, what is Epoch 1, the reasons for Epoch 1. The primary reason, again, for Epoch 1, if I can repeat it, is for us to have the ability to essentially create the right supply and demand, create the right environment to grow the network long term, right? So we'll have Epoch 1, Epoch 2, Epoch 3. We will have epochs that allow us to set the supply and demand triggers of the economy so that it can grow in the right direction. That means if there's a specific data set that we want to create, right? Like, how do we incentivize the community to create that data set? What sort of rewards can we give? So epochs are really, really powerful from that framework. And I'm excited to bring this to life with all of my team members here as the team expands and grows. There's one other thing I think I did mention. Did I mention the new hires? Yes, I did. So we have Colin, who's confirmed, and we also have Rocky, Ronak. So please congratulate them. They are now full-time Aletheans with us. We've brought them on board to support our growth, and I'm really excited to have them with us. The other thing, Brent, it might be helpful to share 2 dashboards that I think Rocky created on Dune Analytics with our community, just to share it, just to get more data out there on the pods and awareness of like what what the economy is looking like. If we can share that with them, that would be great. One other thing before we go to quiz time, can we crown the Alethian of the month? Do we have that person ready for us? Just after you shared the Dune, have you shared the Dune dashboards?
I haven't. No, we've got the chat paused. People are going nuts. We're about to give away the boxes. Let's
oh
do
shit. Okay. I obviously did not prioritize the right things.
Yeah.
Okay. The moment I said giveaway, like everyone stopped listening. Okay. Okay. Well, but don't forget the people behind who are building Alethea. I'm proud of them. These are people who have been helping us and supporting us. And sometimes, guys, like it's really an intense industry. Like we have had staff in Ukraine that have been affected, but also like, I mean, like some of us have to take time off and rest and relax and breathe a little bit. So we're missing Juliet today, but we're also missing Sarah as well. But they'll be back soon. Don't worry. And I'm excited to continue this this journey with the core Lithium team. And excited to bring this roadmap to life. Okay, archive, not boxes. Yes, don't say box. If you say box, like you lose the giveaway chance. Like it's no longer a box. I will also take that word out as well from my. Well, like, it's not a box. This is not a box, guys. This is not a box at all. This is like I think if I'm not mistaken, there's some lore here. I think if people can discover the lore behind why they're structured this way, or the closest lore, the closest visual imagery that this evokes, that might be interesting. All right, but that's like a side sort of like Easter egg for me. Let's move forward. Brent, how do you want to conduct this giveaway to the people? 100 archives.
Yes, I need to confirm. Natalest, are you in the channel of State of the Arc? Or can you write in there? Perfect. Okay, here's the way it's going to go, guys. I'm writing it in the channel as well. So we're going to have 5 questions. And the first 20 people that get it correct will win a box. Okay?
No, archive.
I'm stuck on this. Why am I? Who called of this? Who did this?
That's okay.
Get an earworm.
Okay, no problem.
Well, win an archive.
Okay.
I know. I'm sure the illustrator is about to kill me. This is the most magnificent, beautiful thing I've ever seen. I certainly can't demean it by calling it a box. So these archives, we're giving away 100. We're giving away 20 per question. And the first 20 people that get it correct will win an archive. And
okay, just to be clear, Brent, correct means correct in the most comprehensive, total way that you decide, that Colin decides, right? And then Komalika decides. So that don't just like burst out the answers and throw stuff there. Like make sure it is cohesive and clear. The reason why this is important, guys, Lethians, is we want you to teach other people, right? We want you to be able to share this with other people and to make sure that people are able to get this reward correctly. Brent, the other thing is, can people win multiple archives? That means like, or is it one winner or only 100 distinct exclusive winners? That means that once you've won, please, participate, but, take yourself out of contention so others can also participate and win. Is that what we want?
Absolutely. So that we want to get these in as many hands as possible. So it will certainly be 100 separate winners. If you win one, and let's say you are by all means are encouraged to participate in the next question. So if you win one and you're one of the top 20 of the next answer, we'll go to, person 21 in that list. And so there will be 100 boxes or 100 archives given away. And I saw somebody ask where this is. This is in the State of the Arc E1 channel on Discord.
Okay, so not on Zoom. So if you're on Zoom answering questions here, not the right space, okay?
All right. I am going to unpause this as I pull up the questions. Give me just 1 minute to get everything set up and we'll go from here.
All right. So please answer in the Discord on the channel. I hope everyone's there. Please don't use Zoom. Open permission to chat in channel is blocked. That's what someone's saying. It'll open shortly, yeah. 20 per question, 100 winners. 100 distinct winners. So if you won once, we're not going like you may get the answer right again, but we're not going to get 2 boxes, right? As 2 archives. My apologies, spreading. The virus is spreading.
It's contagious. It's contagious.
Okay. All right. So this is in the State of the Arc E1 Discord channel on Alethea. If there are Zoom people on our Zoom and they don't have, can we post the Discord link for them to join Brent in the Zoom chat? There's some people asking.
I actually don't know that I can in the Zoom chat.
Can you post the Discord link there for them? Yeah, just the Discord link to join Alethea. All right, we see people streaming in.
All right, I am going to turn on slow mode, mind you. So you may not want to.
Can we keep the looping animation going around live while the energy is getting generated? Can we keep the video live? Do we have a looping animation for the archive?
We do. It's in Slack.
Yeah, let's load it up.
All right.
Without, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Is there a drum roll? Kumalika, can you do a drum roll? I hope the questions are good. I haven't had a chance, so no, I'm sure they are good. Yeah, no problem.
We'll have Komalika actually read the questions.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah.
So that I can pull this up.
Yeah. The questions are pretty easy. Like we always keep in mind that all the Alethians are being rewarded fairly.
Okay, great. All right, 10 second slow mode is on. All right, I'm ready to unleash the beast.
So much. All right.
Yeah, questions coming. I don't know why people are just answering Ali tokens.
There are people already asking.
In what channel on the Discord? If you're on Zoom, the specific channel is called State of the Arc E1. The State of the Arc -E1. All right, I'm just gonna put myself on mute, Brent, while you get this sorted. All right,
we're set.
Okay, go. First, sorry, go ahead. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe let's make it fun. Where is everyone dialing in from while we get this sorted? Like, what's your location? We have Canada, Mexico. Somebody's dialing in from the archive. SoCal, baby. Oh, I might visit SoCal. So let me know whoever that is in the next couple of weeks. Right now, I'm in San Francisco. Germany, Slovenia, London. Wow. Okay, Philippines. People all over. All right. This is cool. Okay, now we have the looping animation. I would be honored. I like your name, I Fart Falafel. That is a very visually evocative name, nickname. All right.
All right, we're ready.
You are. Okay, let's dive right in. All right, we have people all over the world dialing in. All right, Brent, do you want to go ahead?
Yes, absolutely. And then one thing just to mention too, guys, we won't know the exact winners immediately. We've got to go back through and find the winners. We'll give you
in the spirit of fairness. Yeah.
Go ahead, Arf.
Yeah, no, and just in the spirit of like, don't. I mean, I think the first time we did this, I think Brent got a ton of DMs and it was somewhat stressful. We will get back to you with the winners. Give us some time. It does take some time to get through the answers, but we want to assure you that this asset itself, this beautiful work of art that you see, is going to be yours for listening in, tuning in, thinking through the questions and answering them and then educating each other.
All right, Kamalika, do you want to read question 1?
Yeah, all right. So the first question is, what is the primary reason why epochs are being implemented? I'm going to repeat the question. What is the primary reason why epochs are being implemented? All right. We have a lot of answers.
Let them go through.
Is this on slow mode? I imagine this is on slow mode, or this is like normal. because it's like going so fast for me.
This is on slow mode. So what slow mode does is
Okay.
doesn't allow multiple responses in 10
You
seconds.
can't do it twice in 10 seconds.
Okay, got it. Okay, so do we stop? When do we stop?
We're stopped.
Oh, we're stopped. Who said stop? I didn't see her sister where she got lost in that. Even on slow mode, she's lost. Okay.
Ada said stop like 3 times.
Oh, okay. Yes, I see with the multiple pieces. Okay, great. Okay, you pinned her. Okay, great. So Ada said stop. She said stop. Okay, she pinned the stop as well. Okay, fantastic. All right, question 2. That's great. Thank you, everyone, for great questions. I think the correct answer, the closest one that I shared several times is it allows us to create supply and demand triggers to educate the network, but then also to grow. The primary aim of Alethea, right, is it's a long-term project, right? So it's about creating the long-term incentives for the network, and seasons allow us to essentially do that. It allows us to calibrate the supply and demand side to create the right environment for the network's growth. So the answer is right environment for the network's growth, supply and demand triggers, things like that are going to be directionally correct. So with that, and then the first 10 who answer that question correctly will get it. All right. But generic answers like to grow our community and all that, probably not. So all right, let's move forward. Yeah.
All right. The second question is, name 2 things the voices can be used for. I'm going to repeat the question. Name 2 things the voices can be used for.
I love the first answer, rap flirt.
Rap flirt.
Flirting with a rap song. That might be it's an interesting use
Maybe we
case.
could do both. We'll combine them.
Yeah, but is that one use case or did they name 2? Did they say rap and flirt, or did they say rap flirt and invent a new category? And so that's what I mean.
Anger rap.
Yeah. Rap angry. It's from Italia Gina, friend. All right. Okay. Very cool to see the community come back to life, huh? This is exciting because we, sometimes we have to go into development, we have to go into our labs, we have to get the technical team, we have to put our nose back to the grindstone, and then we surface with some insights and alpha from the depth of the oceans of like AI and machine learning and blockchain tech, right? And then we bring them to you all, and it's exciting to see that people are understanding the vision, they're understanding the message, they're understanding why we're doing what we're doing. Please read, friends. If you continue, I'm kicking out. Yes, okay, yes, please stop. Yes. All right. What if we can breed the voices? Aletheans are always obsessed with breeding. One must wonder why. Okay. No, I'm kidding. All right. Let's go to the third question, Kamalika.
Yeah. So the third question. Sorry, go ahead, Brent.
Give me 1 second. Let me pin it so I know the start. All right, go.
All right. So the third question, you have to state whether the statement is true or false. So the answer is going to be either true or false. So the question is, state if true or false.
Yeah, you just ruined that one. Don't say that at the beginning.
The question has not gone out.
They don't even know the question, and there's like 50-50 here.
So they'll answer both. They'll answer true or false. So it's a bit tricky. Maybe we go to the next question, Kamalika. We skip this true or false question because I don't want people to game it. Sorry, Kamalika. We should have thought this through before. My apologies. I should have reviewed them. But go ahead. Next question.
Yeah. So the next question is, who is one of the judges for our upcoming INFT demo day? I'm going to repeat the question.
Full name properly spelled out.
Yeah, full name of one of our judges for INFT demo day.
Full name properly spelled out. It's a tough one. That's a tough one.
That spelling that's a hard spelling.
Tough one. He might be getting like endless LinkedIn hits right now. So,
Google searches for me just shot up today.
What's going on?
I'm trending on Twitter. Why?
Yeah. It's funny how people have combined my name and his name. I'm like, yeah, okay. All right. I think Spotify guy is also somewhat accurate, but I'm sorry, that doesn't get the response. Okay. I think, has it stopped already?
It has.
Stopped. Recep Tayyip, somebody said Erdogan. Like, do you want to get me in trouble, my friend? All right. Let's, Natalia has said kick. Okay, we can pause. Okay. let's move forward. What's the next question?
Yeah, the next question is the easiest one. When is the archive drop coming up? I'm going to repeat the question. When is the archive drop coming up?
All right.
At least they were paying attention there.
Okay.
It's in the video.
It is, yeah. It is in the very cool video.
God, that thing is beautiful.
Okay, the final question I think I have is, I've mentioned this several times before. If you're an original OG Alethian, you should know the answer to this as well. But this one, because we have 4 questions now that we're done with, right, Kamalika? And then we skip the true and false one just to prevent. So I'll have the final question here, which is, let's see. How many AI engines does Alethea have today that build the entire Noah's Ark ecosystem?
I don't think I've ever seen so many.
Wow, they got it right. That's great. They nailed it. All right, fantastic. 5 is correct. Right, that's fantastic. All right, great to see. I mean, 20 is also interesting, but not yet. 5 already costs us significant compute. Awesome. All right, everyone. This was, Brent, how do you want to close this? Do we say a prayer for the departed souls who did not get the specific archives? But no, I mean, in a positive way, that we will be doing a little bit more of these giveaways. We'll be educating the community a bit more. I want you all to have access to this, but also to get excited about the drop coming up. There will be a number of FAQs generated from this presentation, just FYI, so we will be answering the questions. We will share an FAQ on our Gitbook. I'm really, really excited about the vision that the team, both the technical, the marketing, the biz dev, the community teams have all created to enable this. Brent, any other concluding thoughts, or did we want to announce the Crown Alethian as well for the month of February?
Yes, I'm so excited to announce our Crown Alethian. This person has been in our channel most every day, has participated in some fun games with Mio late at night and had coffee with me early in the morning. This person has just been tremendous in helping people understand what Alethea is doing. And there's a lot more to understand what after this alpha drop that we've had. So the winner of the Crown Alethian and 5,000 credits is basketball.
Very cool.
Also known as Prince Ali. And
congratulations, Prince Ali.
You all know him.
Okay. Or is the person pseudonymous, or them, or is it a him, her, them pseudonymous? Okay, great. Prince Ali. Well, it's not Princess Ali, right? So that's an indication, perhaps. I don't know. You never know in crypto, right? But awesome. No, this is wonderful to have given out. Is there anything else on the agenda that I have missed or forgotten, or my age has shown that I have overlooked? Overall, I think everyone understands what we're doing. The archive drop is coming up. This will be a significant capability multiplier for the INFT ecosystem. We're really excited about voices, the range and diversity of these voices. We're really excited about the jobs. We're really excited about the personas. We're really excited about the abstract and figurative art. We're also really excited about the mystery box item. So these 11 assets will be a really powerful archive drop for the Alethea ecosystem. We think this is the right phase and the right level of growth that we want to achieve a community at this level, but we encourage all of you to invite other Alethians, invite your family members, invite your friends to this community, because it's growing. It's still early days, and it's so exciting to be here with all of you. We have 2 to 3 things. We have a number of FAQs that we'll answer, whether it's on iterations, whether it is on whether it is on the specific fusion day, whether it is on the demo day, the specific changes or modifications, or even I think there were 1 or 2 questions on the price of the archive, and also on I believe the unveiling of the archive, right? Like what's inside the archive. We'll have an unveiling date. So we'll address these questions in a FAQ doc. I encourage all of you to just, Brent, maybe there's a specific place where they can ask these questions in the AMA channel. We'll collate those questions, and then we'll come back to the community give us a few days because this drop has taken us a lot of preparatory work to get right. We're excited about the outcome of it. And again, this is a testament to the technical design and marketing teams, and also to you as a community for encouraging us, inspiring us, and motivating us even during very difficult times. I want to also thank the ARC builders who are working tirelessly in the background. You see them, they're there, they're passionate about Alethea, they push us. We've also hired people from the ARC builders, right? So if you're interested in working for us full time, the ARC Builders is a great program to funnel yourself into the Alethea economy and ecosystem. We really are building the future day by day, step by step with voices. So I want all of you to feel proud that you're Aletheans and also creating the future with all of us. So this is really a community effort. It's decentralized in its ethos. It has transparently, I mean, I wish this was faster, but it has generally taken us about 2+ years to get to this point. And now that we are here, we want all of you to be able to benefit from it. Awesome. With that, I thank all of you Alethians. We will see you on Discord. I am going to try and be around a little bit more. I know some people have been saying I'm not often in the Discord, but that's because we've been working so hard in the background on multiple different initiatives like this, the Ali Token initiatives as well. So there's still a lot more coming on that front. We'll try and drip these announcements so that we don't just overwhelm you, but this was a state-of-the-art address because of the content, because of the epoch, the shift that's occurring in the network, and the growth that we're likely to see. So be excited, share this message on Twitter, Discord, share it with other communities, let them know to apply to Infp Launchpad, tag us on Twitter. And yeah, I mean, it's really a privilege to see the growth of the community and to see the team coming together. Awesome, everyone. With that, we will conclude this address and post it on YouTube in a couple of days once we get the FAQs up as well.